Death is temporary, hope is eternal.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Terra, Herald of Hope. This is a Mardu reanimator commander that puts cards in your graveyard, attacks in, gets to fly, and brings things back for just 2 mana, as long as their power is 3 or less. But it doesn't mean their mana value has to be 3 or less. We can bring back powerful cards with incredible enter the battlefield abilities, all for 2 mana. And Terra is very similar to Alacia and the other Alacia, both of which are in this deck, as well as many other of the cheap reanimator aggro cards. This deck is looking to get good enter the battlefields, doing a little bit of blinking, and of course it's able to bring back almost every single card on Terra's ability. In fact, the only 2 you can't are Celeste and Overlord of the Belmark, both of which are great cards on their own. In this deck, we're going to be using those enter the battlefields to take out our opponent's blockers and threats, make sure we can keep going in, take the cards out of their hand, and make sure that damage is dealt. And if they manage to stop one of our creatures from being able to attack or take away Terra's abilities, we can always sacrifice them to cards like Broadside Bombardiers or Gut. In this deck, we want to win both in the air and on the ground, so we gotta go fast, getting that on-attack ability with a couple of haste enablers like Enduring Courage and Reckless Stormseeker, and the newly added to Arena, Lightning Greaves. So let's take Terra into the queue and strike terror into our opponents by reanimating an army. Omnath, Locus of the Royal, a landfall commander that draws you cards and grows your elementals. I have a turn 2 Priest of Felrights. I'm missing red mana for my commander, but I think with the Barrowgoyf, the Reanimate, this is still a very keepable hand. Also, having removal for 1 spell, though they oftentimes have burn and counter spells to back up their ramp, so they have a very good game plan. I'll start with this Shattered Sanctum. I don't have anything I'm playing on turn 1. Saying hey, how you doing? Nice forest. Using that to ramp? Wish you wouldn't, but they did. Play the Priest of Felrights. Just a funky little 2/2 that can reanimate. Pay a little life. It's kind of like a Unburial Rites, except it's on a creature. It's cool. Azusa, Lost but Seeking. Probably worth killing, especially because this has the card draw attached. But unfortunately, there's no time to kill it before all of that happens. I got a fun double spell I can do this turn, so I am going to do it. I am going to Bitter Triumph, discarding a card, the Barrowgoyf. Killing her. And then reanimating, no, not you, Azusa, their Barrowgoyf, and swinging in for 2. I'm going to save the Priest for something else. And since there's now a creature, and an instant, and a sorcery in the graveyard, that feels pretty good. If they put a fetch in their graveyard, I'm probably going to throw this down on the front face and just exile it. Ooh, Uro, another creature for the graveyard. They got blue, and they got a green and red over here. They sure have twice as much mana as I do. Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, I might throw this down post-combat. I wonder if they'll trade. And there's not a land in the graveyard yet, so I'm actually going to crack this open first. And I'm almost certainly using the Boggart Trawler. Let's go red-white. Yep. Swinging with the Barrowgoyf. That might end up getting milled. Let's let you play extra lands. Okay. Boggart Trawler. I want to get rid of that Uro. And my Goyf shrinks a little, but not enough to kill it. I was hoping I'd get to mill. Settle of the Wilds gets them a 6-drop permanent card in their hand, right? Yeah, permanent spell. Solve the equation. Ugh, extra turns. I feel like that's a 6-cost permanent is probably Primeval Titan. And solve the equation might be grabbing, like, temporal manipulation. It could also be like a mass bounce spell, your cyclonic rifts. And when this enters, they can kill the boggart trawler. Bridgeworks battle. I mean, it's a land. Okay, cool. I will play Terra because we get the pre-combat mill, which should help that Goyf grow. And, oh, I hit Celeste. So I am attacking with both of these. Mill 4, yes, please. Grab the Loran. I could make them discard. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Corrupt Court Official, even though it's like, it's less impactful. The fact that they only have 2 cards in hand, and I think one's Primeval Titan. Ice Till, oof, yeah, I do not want you having that. Even though I hit your graveyard already, it's still terrifying. Lets them just keep looping fetch lands over and over and over. So there's the Prime Time, that's the 6-cost card they got. I just gotta be hopeful on an Aurelia. I think that was the right move, though. I feel like grabbing these Celeste first since I don't have Aurelia. Or just bringing that back on that. Ah, let's see what I mill. Ooh, Accursed. Everybody in. Want free block? You wanna trade with my Goyf? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it! I want the Barrogoyf trigger to happen first. Sure, Novice Inspector's cheap to cast. I'll pay the 2. And I am going to grab the Accursed Marauder. Goodbye, Prime Time. And since I didn't get a land, I'm going to play Novice Inspector. I'm going to crack the clue, and hopefully I can Aurelia next turn for double combats. Barrogoyf. What a card. Nope, that ain't a land. That's a troop. It's a Chupacabra. They definitely have more than 8 lands here. And they are able to exile my graveyard off of the scavenger grounds. They can also just draw a bunch off the wooded foothills. Oh, and my cat's in here. Scraps, would you like to be a part of this video? Scraps, are you a YouTuber? Honey, come on up. Yep. Good girl. Let's see, they have the Lair of the Hydra able to be reanimated too, or I guess animated. They draw a card. Yeah, she's so good. Hear that, girl? You're the best kitty. This is Scrap. She likes to be in the way. And I absolutely don't do everything she wants me to. So in order to avoid death, they're going to want to animate the Lair of the Hydra. Now, they might just go for, like, make it a 1/1. Or, yeah, I was going to say, or they can make it so my Barrogoyf is smaller. Oh, no, I'm a 0/1. X equals 3, except no, they don't, because we are going to Solitude, dropping Loran. Yeah, Loran can smash the Utopia Sprawl. I'm not that worried about that at this point. That puts 1 card in my graveyard. So I get to mill 1, so let me do that first. 1. done. Yay! And now I'll bring back the Solitude, even though there's like, I'm not exiling any of these. That's just a free creature. Nice, Terra. Thanks, Scraps, for showing up. Oh, you're so good. You're such a good girl. She's purring. She knows she's gonna get a treat. She knows that she's precious. Oop. I'm smashing the armrests on my chair. Yeah, this is a good cat while they fetch their lands. So off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, all of which is blue and green. They really only have one red source? Wild. Yep, they're not able to pull through with a way to stop me. GG. Davriel, Soul Broker. Davriel is going to be discounting cards, gaining life on draw, and, well, various other selections of randomized abilities that are on his -2. It is very hard to describe what he does because you don't always know what he's going to do. I'm keeping this hand because it is a hand that lets me scam the grief on turn 1. If you don't know what that means, you use some form of reanimation or blink in response to the self-sacrifice on an evoke trigger. So let me execute this right here. So let me first get myself a white source. So let's go with the black-white land here. That's a fun one. Perfect. Then we're going to evoke grief. Oh, we're always evoking grief in people. It comes down. We're gonna make them discard. Yes. And we ephemerate it, so we get to do it again, and their creature is going to be remaining in play. This uses up a lot of cards, but it's super worth it, especially because ephemerate lets me hit this again. They're saying, nice. Thanks. They have single target removal. I'll hit the single target removal for now. Then I'll hit the board wipe. Yeah, this Davriel is like, I would say it's mono black combo control. And usually you're looking for like One Ring, Sholdred, Grizzlebrand combos. There's a lot. Nice. Leave you with 2 lands and a 5-cost card. That feels good. That feels very, very nice. So even though there are some things I could get off the recruiter here, I'd rather just start milling myself with Terra. And oh, I got something I can reanimate. Novice Inspector. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, 3 mana. Great, good for you. We're milling, we're swinging, we're swinging. I kind of like going for the discard here. But Novice Inspector, like, it's either draw or discard. Let's go discard. Keep attacking the hand. If I wanted to plan that out more, but, like, I never know what Terra's gonna mill. Sorry. I'm laughing because I'm about to do rude boy things. You never know what she's going to mill. I could have used this to get a land creature and bolted that in. So I'm not reanimating anything here. I'm just going for face. They chose to ramp over playing Davriel. Plus or minus. All right, so they minus. They only have 9 life left, which I am showing lethal here. Their spells cost black less, and all my creatures get buffed. They're super dead. We did Mardu aggro right at their face. GG. Yasharn, Implacable Earth, is going to prevent me from paying life and sacrificing things, which is something we do in this deck. I have a little bit of discard in paying life. I am able to discard, but this will still cut me off from some of the ways that I use my deck. Thankfully, though, I do have loads of colors here, which is what I need to take them down. All right, Birds of Paradise. Birds of Paradise, Meat Monkey. I'm gonna dash this. They did not block. I exiled a Plains. My cat gets scritches on her head. What a good girl. Ooh, Archon of Emeria. My lands are gonna come in tapped. That's alright. Do I feel like killing it? I do. I am going to discard on the Archon of Emeria, dropping Speedbrood Stalker. So my land can come in untapped, and I can play my Ragavan. Yeah, so this is a Selesnya Prison deck. That is usually how Yasharn is built. And a Flooded Strand. Ooh, dangerous to be playing that, but they did play it before their commander. This is one of those, like, you can't actually pay the life on the sacrifice for the Yasharn. Yeah, I'm getting tails to the face. My cat is slightly in the way, but in the sweetest way. I love her so much. Yes, I do. I'm gonna go ahead and bop that Yasharn. Pay 3 life for the Terra. Scraps, please don't sit on my hand. I want to mill, so I have to play her pre-combat. We hit with Ragavan and steal. Green Sun Zenith. I do not have any green cards in my deck, so that is not a useful spell. I don't like that they have tutors, though. That makes me worried. Yeah, Scraps, are you getting in the way? Every day of your life, you love to do that. She just wants a treat. Let's make sure she gets one. All right, honey. For being the cutest, fluffiest, softest, littlest girl, you get 1 treat. No, I don't think that's enough. You get 2 treats. What a good bear standing up. Thank you, Scraps. She is very cute. Scratch, you want to purr into the microphone for people? Or are you just going to leave because you had your treat? Yep. She's exploiting me for treats. So finale, we got rid of 1 tutor and they play another. What is the 2-drop they get? It could be something that stops me from playing out of my graveyard like Tomic. I think Tomic stops me from targeting certain things. Oh, Containment Priest. Here we go. If a non-token creature would enter and it wasn't cast, like if I reanimate it off Terra, it doesn't come in. Which, yeah, that makes perfect sense to stop Terra. I do want to make sure I'm using up some treasures here. And I'm going to give haste to the Barrowgoyf. Terra gets flying. And I'll see if they're interested in trading Haywire Might for Ragavan. Nice. Tons of damage in. We gain some life off the Goyf. And this does not cast the spells or put them into play. It just puts them into hand. We mill 6, and I did get a creature, Recruiter of the Guard. I will take that. Thank you. Now, they may have some board wipes in their deck. That would get rid of their own Containment Priest, but it would also bring me back under control a bit. Let's see. They played the other land they had gotten from Yasharn. They have 6 mana now. No, it's an acidic slime destroying my black mana source. Rude. Very rude. I'm going to use... Let's see... Recruiter to grab, yes please, Fury. You have 2 toughness, right? Yeah, Fury. It's in here somewhere, right? Unless I already milled it and I just didn't even notice. Grief. Gut. Lootmonger. Hold up, 1 sec. Did I mill it and not even notice? Oh no, right, that one's 3. Sorry, that one's 3 toughness. I can get the other 2 on this. I always think I can get all 3. I can get lands, though. 1 second. I will grab Solitude, then. Yeah, Solitude works. I was just thinking, oh, I can 2 for 1. Yeah. Remember, 3 isn't 2. I'm hitting the slime because I don't mind this containment priest here. Put more damage on the recruiter. We mill more cards. Ooh. And we swing in. Three isn't 2. I know, wild! They block with the bird. So the Barragoyf does not mill again. Shifting Woodland lets them turn this into Archon of Emeria, Haywire Might, or Birds of Paradise, or a Flooded Strand. I don't think you really want to do any of those. Gootsil stops me from casting on their turn. We mill. I'll have you buff yourself so you could maybe trade into Gootsil. Swinging in again. And they're going to Iganjo, my Stormseeker. Okay, so that's dead. Swords to Plowshares on the Goyf. Ooh. By the way, if I do this here, it will just go away. So, it doesn't even get to enter the battlefield. It's just gone. So we're going to say no, and I'll play the Talisman. Yasharn now going to be getting more lands and doing some cutoffs. They can also eat my graveyard. Rough. They need 1 mana to sacrifice it. Can't they not sacrifice it? Yeah, you can't sacrifice that while he's out, though. So I guess Terra's just going to be, like, milling me. Ooh, nice. So Squall's going to turn this into 6 damage because Double Strike, it's real. Get in there. This turns this into a 2-turn clock. You have to either gain some life or get rid of Terra. Yeah, you were able to stop Terra from doing Terra's thing, but we are still a Mardu aggro deck at heart. We're just reanimating things in the middle. Got a way to kill Squall. The Edgelord himself. I'm hoping it's not like a farewell or anything, because I can't even replay Terra. Bidgeworks battle. They're killing Squall by fighting him with a pig. Yeah, that's how he goes. They still have a land. They have the Shifting Woodland. I don't know what the other card in their hand is. Oh, it doesn't sacrifice, it exiles. Okay, so there goes my graveyard. They draw a card. I think there's another one that's sacrifice. Keen-Eyed Curator was definitely what they drew, because otherwise they would have used it to exile some, like, just 1-by-1 cards. I will take this. I gained so much life off the Barragoyf. We're milling. Hi, Aurelia. And swinging for 3. I I wish I could bring it back, but Containment Priest says no. You know what? I probably should have done it anyway, just to be like, yeah, and now your Keen-Eyed Curator doesn't have that. This is going to turn into a 7/7 with Trample. It's crazy. It is, in fact, a 2-mana 7/7 with Trample. It's also nighttime, because I didn't cast any spells. A teeny tiny hobbit. Do you have anything with flying or reach? I take the hit. This doesn't get reach, right? Yeah, Trample. And purely from 3 damage at a time in the air, Terra closes out the game. GG. Kumena, Tyrant of Arazka. This is Merfolk. That's gonna be a fishy deck to play against, and hopefully I can remove some of their various fish before they make them huge and unblockable with Kumena's different abilities. Yeah, the Merfolk deck is... It's aggro, but it's also a lot of tempo because of the colors. The blue gives them access to counter spells, and there's even Merfolk that can be sacrificed in order to counter spells. It's really nice. For them, not for me. Signet or Court Official? I'll go for the Court Official first. I have another white source here, so I can hit the Skyclave Apparition on Kumena if they play it next turn. They're going to explore, and they did find a land, Beseju Who Endures, and that's a Mutavault. That's a Merfolk. I will offer you a trade. My monkey for your fish. Great. The fewer fish they have, the less they get out of Kumena. Faceless Agent is a Merfolk that gets a Merfolk. I'll do this. If I can get rid of their fishies, I will. And Witch Enchanter can destroy an artifact. Perfect. Make you an offer you can't refuse. Any offer to kill a Ragavan, I think most people take. Reckless Stormseeker. They have 4 mana up. Let's see if Terra resolves. I would not be able to reanimate this turn. But I can hit them in the air for damage. Unless... they're binding her! My tides bound! So Terra loses those abilities. I'm still gonna swing in with her, though. Yeah, damage! Because if they kill her, I can bring her back. Recast her. If I get rid of the Tidebinder with Skyclave Apparition, this will get its abilities back. Hello, Fishman. Hey, Euphoric, thank you for the sub. Thank you for supporting the channel and using your Prime. Thank you for taking money away from Jeff Bezos and giving it to me. He doesn't deserve it. I'm not saying I deserve it, but he doesn't deserve it. Hello, yes, one fish. So they're actually going to remove all their blockers here just to draw a card, which to me means they really need something. Also, now I can give haste to this apparition to go for maximum damage. If they want to trade the Mutavault into something, or even just, like, take out the Corrupt Court Official, that's fine. I don't care. Let's see if something gets, like, bounced here. Yep, Cyclonic Rift for 1 target on Terra. I didn't even see what I milled. Yeah, I would just be bringing back the monkey. Terra returns. World Weave, casting creatures, gets you lands. And the Harbinger. They're binging. You can cast it as if it had flash. If it costs 2 more. When it enters, they can put that back in my hand. Okay. Kind of surprised you didn't hit somebody else, but I guess they're all enter the battlefield abilities. I'll go for Kumena. I'm going to give Skyclave Apparition paste here. Take a look at my graveyard. Terminus, Ragavan, Stitcher Supplier. Currently it's Stitcher Supplier that's coming out. Oh, actually, no, wait. I can bring out the Skyclave again. I'll hit the World Weave. Nice. And we have the good graveyard tempo. GG. Kefka, Court Mage, the cause of the world of ruin. We have a thematic matchup here between Kefka and Terra. Oh, that's perfect. I have some good mana here. I don't have anything I'm really doing on turn 1, though, so I think I'll just throw down the Witch Enchanter as a land and pass. Next turn, I can get them Boots, and Boots could be ready to go on Terra, even though I'm not reanimating off this mana. Still, really nice to have some Boots. I should mention, Kefka is going to be making both players discard. Convenient for Terra. And then drawing cards based on a number of types discarded. I think most of the time I will be discarding lands or I'll be discarding creatures, which means that they'll probably guess that and try to discard different types accordingly. All right. Now, without the Boots, this slows down a bit. I could still play Terra, but because they have a very good, well, assortment of counter spells and kill spells. Oh, God, yeah, that's rough. I'll put her back in the command zone. It's going to be very hard to get this to resolve and come in. Yeah, I was considering going for Alacia that turn, too. Wizard! Darn, my counter spells! Here comes Kefka! Terrifying. I gotta drop the Sebai Triome here, because this is my reanimation piece, and even though this can't quite kill Kefka, it's still a great card. Hi, Boromir. You would be lovely to have here. I guess I will bulge it in. I don't have a way to kill Kefka. Use the Terminus of Return for a tiny bit of ramp, and play the Boromir here. Notably, if I try to evoke this, Boromir will counter it. I don't have double red, can't cast him, so I'm planning on discarding it. Again, as I said, Kefka does not die to Fury. 5 toughness. Ugh. Fast mana. Always a problem, the Dark Ritual. So we're going to make sure our hand is empty. Head empty. Hand empty. So, you going to counter it? What are you looking at my Boromir for? That hurts. I didn't even have a way to reanimate a thing. Actually, I could have potentially surveilled something into the graveyard. I guess I could have attacked first. Tried to set up for the raid trigger. Yeah, the 2 Alacias are not full alternatives to the Terra, but they are a great other way to recur like the cheap creatures. This one is based on mana value. The other one is based on power, but only hits power 2, whereas Terra is power 3. Still lots of great, like, I don't know, doubling up on abilities here. They're abrading Alacia. Oh no. So much removal, and they're about to draw even more by discarding. And if they discard something with multiple types, maybe they'll get even more cards. Yep, that's an artifact land. So their hand is full. Mine is empty. At least I didn't have to discard. I'll surveil. Grab another red source here. Yeah, let's go Elegant Parlor. The Bombardiers does not quite kill Kefka. Like, I could attack in and sacrifice the Terminus, but it's not enough to kill him. Okay, Helping Hand. I can do that and Terra. But with no haste. Let's see. because it's going to be tapped. I can do this post-combat. I kind of like going for Boromir over Alacia. Wonder if I should have done this in the other order. Yeah, I should have done this, I think, in the other order. It doesn't matter too much, though, because they could just set things up as needed. They're surveilling. They're killing Terra. Fatal push. Tapped Boromir. Yes, Kefka's doing tons of damage to me. I wish I had some of my single target removal. I mean, I sort of do, but it's not the single target removal that can kill Kefka. I don't have to discard. They're discarding Prismatic Vista, so they draw one. I want that start a combat trigger. They're consulting the star charts. Yeah, Kefka being on enter and attack and being cheated in early off the Dark Ritual has been very tough for me. Somebody had suggested Dark Ritual when I was building this deck, but it really doesn't work just because of like the mana values of the cards that I'm playing. Consult the star charts. Yep. Stars. I have nobody to get tempted by that rang. I built a Priest of Fell Rites. What if I take the damage from Kefka? Oh, I ain't getting there. They had a reanimate to kill my Terra. I will never have Terra get to do the thing. Oh, look, other Alacia. That's fine. I can just die off the priest. Necromancy. No, I was gonna kill myself with that. Aw, man. I don't even have a card to discard here. Kefka wins. But it's okay, because, like, after this, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna beat him. Because that's how the game goes. Rofellos, Llanowar, Emissary. I have one way to get rid of Rofellos in this hand, which is better than none. Then I guess I can bring it back, and if I draw a red card, maybe I can do it again. Unfortunately, with them going first, though, Rofellos is a big problem, and they might even play additional ramp. They sure do. Burgeoning. Burgeoning is going to allow them to play lands when I play lands, which, kind of like exploration, means more landfall. Oh my god, Rofellos, but with 3 forests and, oh look, at a Boreal Grazer, make it 4 forests. So I am going to kill Rofellos this next turn, but notably, this Rofellos is going to be coming back. So we'll use the Fury. I'll drop Inevitable Defeat, I think, over Stormseeker. And look, I even have enough mana to kill both of these. Or both enough damage there. Perfect. Okay, great. Fury goes to the graveyard. And I will use my Overlord of the Baelmerk to bring it back. Yeah, you're doing turbo ramp, but hopefully I can prevent the turbo ramp by just killing your stuff over and over. Until I can establish myself. At that point, though, like, they can play the big threats. They already have 4 lands to my 2. Wirewood Symbiote is a way to tap this multiple times a turn. They can also save it. They can rescue it by putting it back into their hand. I probably just want to go for Fury again here. Actually, Solitude hitting just this, because, like, right now, it doesn't really matter. I guess it would stop them from having the Rofellos this next turn. Yeah. I don't want to be getting rid of my potential haste enabler. But I think this is the right move. So we go for both. It really doesn't matter too much. They're going to untap it by returning the Rofellos. So Rofellos will again cost 2 mana. I'm playing a land. Okay, great. And here comes Terra. Pre-combat, we do get to mill. Nice. Now I have more pieces of removal for Rofellos in my graveyard. Cracking a Terramorphic Expanse for a forest. Maybe they have some landfall stuff. In Nature's Rhythm for X equals 2. Now, what do you get at 2? Okay, Scavenging Ooze with 1 mana up does allow them to hit specific cards in my graveyard. You can hit 1 card in my graveyard, but you have to do it now. I've burned my hand to make sure I can use my commander. Get out of here, Rofellos. Kellan the Kid, going to be casting things from outside of hand. And he ain't kidding around, because that's a great way to get yourself some extra lands or some plots. I guess we can start with the Sundown Pass, so I can fear of missing out next turn. Do I even drop the Entomber? I don't know what I drop yet. I wonder if they're going to be playing any plot cards, flashback. There's a lot of like very good mechanics to play with this. I use fear of missing out. And I think I'm just dropping a land. Okay, cool. Arcane Signet. Looks like they might be getting Kellan out this turn. Vega! Now this is another, like, play from outside of hand commander. Gives them card draw. It's a nice, simple payoff, but it works very well. I'll play Terra, so I get that pre-combat mill. We mill a land and Wrench. Ooh, okay, so if I can hit them with Terra, I can bring back Wrench. But Kellan is a perfect blocker to trade into Terra. Also, because Vega is out, Kellan will draw them a card. Fun little synergy there. Your command zone is outside of your hand. You hope they have Doc Arlock in this deck? That'd be fun. Oh, it actually looks like their owl craves violence and is murdering Terra. I'm going to leave her in the graveyard because I have this recommission, which will actually make her better at attacking through Kellan. Oh. Hey, Chainer. You make things tapped? Don't. Okay, just checking. I'm considering playing the Chainer this turn to go for the haste and reanimate next turn. Darkstar Banisher on top. I'm just gonna recommission. Boop! We mill. And swing. Doc Arlock does work well with airbending. Airbending also works well with Kellan the Kid. Weird standard synergies that come up because our standard is 3 years long right now. Yeah, it's so wild, like how many cards are in standard. It comes up sometimes when I'm playing standard Brawl, like, this is a card here? Yeah, it's a card. So right now, Terra has Wrench and Darkstar Banisher as potential reanimate targets. And if I have enough mana, I can discard cards from hand to bring things back with Chainer. I get the Soul Cauldron. Oof. This does target, which means that I would have to pay 2, target, and then they can interrupt it. Pretty much as long as that is untapped, it's just not worth using Terra's ability and paying for it. Chainer's harder to interrupt, though. since you would have to hit something proactively. Yeah, but I don't have enough mana to reanimate yet. We'll start here. Terra. Ooh, cool double combats. I can only exile one. I milled Inevitable Defeat, so now I have an instant in the graveyard. Darkstar and Apparition do very similar things here. And Wrench is the most fun card that I can bring back. So if they block on one... Oh, they're not even waiting for me to target. They're just like, that's the thing I don't want you to get. Do you block, though? Okay, they're blocking Fear of Missing Out. I'm fine with that. I'm gonna grab the Darkstar Banisher. And I'm gonna exile Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Because Graveyard hates. Not good! It hurts me. Do you block? They do not block. Okay, I'm gonna reanimate again. Crime. I can't kill that. I could kill their little guy, though. Let's kill the little guy. Let's kill the Avacyn's Pilgrim. Alicia, who smiles at death. Alicia, who is in death. Put her in the graveyard. Toski is an indestructible blocker that will draw them a card as Vega hits. And I guess we're just gonna have lethals flying in with Terra and the Bat. Whatever they drew is not what they needed. Sarkhan, Dragon Ascendant, beholds dragons! And when he does, makes a treasure. He also becomes larger and more dragony every time a dragon enters. So it's mono red dragons with a little bit of ramp and, you know, just a funky little growing dude in a command zone. I really like him as a mono red dragons commander. I want to make sure I'm getting my other two colors. So we want a black-white land here. Shadowy Backstreet. Ephemerate? Ephemerate is rad, but I need lands. I kept this because it's like, yeah, I got usable cards here, but I need more usable cards. Have an expert. Drop a Herald's Horn. Yeah, they named dragons with that. Fearsome Whelp. I'm gonna discount all their dragons in hand. Just a little baby. He's just a little guy. I didn't get a land, so I'll just play this, and somebody will be swordsed. I'll sword someone's plowshares. What is this? My name is Zags. Look at the top 6 cards and get a dragon. Put it in a hand. Yeah, I've seen that card 0 times before. Get rid of it. I'll bring out Terra. Terra's gonna have a lot of trouble, I think, getting through in this matchup, just because she's only a 3/3 flyer. Dragons are big. Dragon! Are you gonna play one? Townraiser Tyrant? They must have just drawn it because it didn't have a discount. Which non-basic land? Oh yeah, there's only one here. Well, I'd like to sacrifice it. No, I'm behind on lands! Please and thank you. Hit that Townraiser. Don't have enough mana to reanimate. Still swinging in. Just you and me, fearsome whelp. A discount. 1 mana. You'd even get 1 mana back. Watch them get like one of the crazy huge dragons that's been in hand this whole time being discounted. Yeah, like Inferno! Did you guys like that, like, 1 mana Inferno to star mounts? I did. no, I take the 2. Oh, Amy's struggling. Alright, so this is, this is bad. I can get rid of 1 more by bringing it back. Oh, didn't quite mill what I needed. Inferno, notably does have, it does have a big ol' flamey pumpy ability. And even if it didn't, you know I'd probably pay the 2 and die to this anyway. Good game, Sarkhan and the Mono Red Dragons. They're like a 1, a 2, a giant hasty dragon. Awesome. GG, right with the music. Omnath, Locus of All, is a 5-color commander that wants you to have lots of differently colored pips in the cost of their card, because then you get to reveal them and make some extra mana. Also, your extra mana does stick around because the card is weird. It's letting you hang around with that. So I have Chainer to do reanimation, or Priest to do reanimation, but I do want to do this on turn 1. I'm going to drop the Chainer because this is what I have for turn 2, and I have a different thing for turn 4. All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? That's the only thing that can cast super early, even though I do not like Pock. I'm gonna hit it. Whee! I think it's just like Surveil. How about this one? The Bombas. I'll put it in the graveyard. I have a different turn 3. I know it's always like weird when it's like, oh, you made them discard the card that does the least in their hand. It gets them 1 more mana. And you know what 1 more mana gets them on turn 2? A 4-drop on turn 3, which I don't want and am scared of actively. Know thyself. Hey, Boromir. Yeah, they'll be spending mana for their spells. A lot of the Omnaths I run into, by the way, kind of like this one, are not actually built around the 3-colored pips. They're just 5-color good stuff decks. Like, you can see, none of these have the 3 pips, so hip hip hooray. 5-color stuff. Somebody's asking if I have Lightning Greaves in the deck. Yes, I do! Great way to give some protection and haste to my commander. I will play Terra. And I want to mill first. Okay, no attacks. And we're gonna grab the Grief again. Good grief. They have 2 different cards that they could cast this next turn. Ooh, 3 even. Okay, Whirlwind of Thought. That would actually trigger for Omnath. The card I hate the most here is Pock. Do I hit the Pock because I hate him? Or do we hit Whirlwind because he can get silly with it? I'm gonna hit the Pock because I hate him. They could use Prismari Command to take out the Grief. That's okay, we can bring it back. None of these can kill Terra. Alright, so they're going farming. Vigorous Farming is going to make the next land in their deck tap for more mana. I can bring back the Priest or the Bombardier. Let's do that. Ooh, or I could steal. I'll grab the Bombardier. I'm not gonna bother waiting on that. Just surveilling. Green of Glory. More haste. Nah, I got the dog in hand. Somebody's asking, what do I think about the monetization of this game? I think it can be hard to get in some of the older formats like Brawl or Timeless if you're a newer player. But as far as the various digital trading card games go, or I guess I should say collectible card games because you can't trade cards in this, it's in the middle. It is not as generous as, say, Shadowverse or Legends of Runeterra, but it does give you some rewards. It's not only pay to play, which some of them are. Like, I've played enough digital card games to know that some of them are completely just bricked to new players. Ooh, so many ways to sacrifice. Not me trying to decide if I want to do anything from the graveyard or not. I know what I want to do. I'm going to play Enduring Courage. Terra doesn't have abilities. We bop, bop, bop. And I'm going to throw this at their face. Oh yeah, sure. I could throw Terra too, and then I could like recast her to get more damage. Or I could just Bombardiers and deal 6 damage to her face because this card is ridiculous. I think the best way to get more resources in Arena is doing the daily quests, re-rolling any 500 golds to 750 golds, trying to get at least 5 wins a day. And then beyond that, like, building your collection by drafting or buying packs, specifically of recent sets and of the sets that have the cards you want. But there isn't like a fast track to building an old card collection, which does make it tough. So they have a lot of mana here. But mana doesn't save them from menace. GG. Liliana Death's Majesty is going to be reanimating, self-milling, and making some zombies. I have a lightning bolt early and then nothing till Terra. Do I want to mulligan? I mean, I have 3 mana. I'm going to keep this and hope that, like, Shadowy Backstreet, I just mill the perfect card. Okay. I mean, it is a really fun card. Do I want to keep it or potentially reanimate it? I'll keep it. The reason I'm keeping this is because the Solitude, I can actually, like, bring it out and throw it in response to it being sacrificed. Yeah, I think this is worth it. I'm paying 2 life here just to hold open the lightning bolt. I'll play the Reckless Stormseeker. Cool. Oh, goodness. Okay, so they're putting Perforator Crocodile in the graveyard. That is a very good card to reanimate. Yeah, we're both reanimator decks here. Baragoyf. That is going to be one of those cards worth hitting on the Solitude. So let me just go ahead and do my sequencing here. Yep. That's a land. I guess I could just go for the mountain. Some of this, some of that, some of you. I could also, like, be bolting it, but this is more fun. So we are going to put the buff. Swing in. Now that I have the boast trigger, I have attacked. I am going to put on full control mode. Bring out the Solitude. Hit the Baragoyf. And before the Solitude can be sacrificed to its own effect, we throw it because that is straight up 7 damage to the face. Bombardiers. Ridiculous card. Great with scams. You can even do it just like post-combat with the sorcery speed ones. Okay, so here comes the Stabadile. Going to stab this. Oof. Ow, owie. My tummy. My tummy hurts. It's so true. My tummy does hurt. But I'm being really brave about it. And I'm going to swing in with Terra. Up. I will pay 2. And bring back... Oh, I don't know. Solitude. That a Stabadile does gain them 6 life back. And by the way, I'm keeping my stab wound. This is my stab wound. I brought it from home. Okay, I didn't. I actually... They gave me that stab wound. But I'm owning it. Oh, Genji! What can I do about Gingy? Gingy also reanimates, but I think can reanimate from my graveyard? Yeah, from a graveyard. I'm actually going to play this land first because of the Terminus. I'm going to give you lifelink. Swing in with both. And I could do a little trade into this, but instead, I am going to harness her soul. Wait. Do I only have 6? Never mind. All right, we're gonna do the trade. I forgot it can't be used for its own mana. Move my commander to the command zone. Yeah, I wanted to harvest its soul, but I can't do that. It's against the rules. It says so right there. Okay, so what non-dragon are you bringing back? Aurelia's really rad. I would probably pick Aurelia. Can block Terra. She's really pretty. Chainer can give things haste and reanimate for you, but like you already have reanimating commander. It's Aurelia. Oh. Okay, guess not. Here's Terra. Give me one more land. We'll do this. This time I'll steal her bones for sure. Yeah, Chainer can bring back Gingy. Oh, so they just discarded Triplicate Titan just to put it in the graveyard. So that means they're planning on reanimating it, I assume, with Liliana. Now that's a flying blocker. Wonder if they want to attack it with it. They discarded Grave Titan. I wonder if they thought they could have, like, reanimated it that turn. Oh, you don't have mana for that. Oh, it's nighttime! Chat, it's nighttime and I'm still being stabbed. Why did they play Gingy there? Or Liliana? What was that? Okay, I need to see what's in their hand, because they goofed something up, but I don't really know what. Okay, Triplicate Titan comes out. There's haste. Opposition Agent and Sundering Titan. I'm not doing any tutoring right now. Toot. Yeah, I don't think I have an attack, though. Because of Triplicate Titan. I'm gonna keep getting stabbed. This is a morale stabbing. Yeah, I could have swung it with Solitude. I think if I had, like, a piece of removal or a reanimation in hand, I would. But I think it gets kind of obvious, like, oh, that's why they're swinging in with it. Is it time for Liliana?
Why hire servants when you can raise more?
So what do you want? You want to reanimate? I have many land types, which is why I wanted to make sure Sundering Titan wasn't coming out. Gingy! Hi, Gingy! I'm in danger. That is a land. Well, too little, too late. I'll do what I can. I will swing here. Swing there. Have to pay 1. Getting a basic. Now I have enough mana to harness Terra. Somebody's saying that they think that this is under-purchased because Final Fantasy VI isn't as popular. No, the Terra precon was under-purchased because it's a mess. It is genuinely, like, an unsynergetic, like, some of the cards in it are very flavorful, but the deck does not function. It is not purely that Final Fantasy VI is less popular than, you know, 7, 10, and 14. That contributes for sure, but that's not, like, the only reason. Okay, so, they got rid of my blocker in the air, which means I can't prevent 1 damage and gain 1 life, so I am very dead. Even more dead because of the Sapland, but very dead. GG. Vivisa Orbital Overseer. Going to be making a land each time it enters, and if they attack with a creature, even a creature other than itself, they get 2/1 flyers that can also be sacrificed to make lands. And also their artifacts. There's so much this good about this card, making it really hard to play against. I'm gonna go ahead and crack this open and see what I can surveil. Now, normally I would say I would like do this on your opponent's turn, but I have both a fear of, well, I think it's a healthy fear, a fear of stifle effects from any blue deck. And also, I'm lazy and would rather not hold priority and have to click through every single step. All right, let's double surveil. I'm looking to, like, just reanimate something really fast. Nope, but I'll take the land. Land's good. Somebody's asking if I've run into a lot of Vivisas. Yes, I have. Vivisa is very popular because it is a very strong commander, doing landfall things, refunding part of its mana cost, and really presenting so much power between, like, itself and those tokens that it makes. They got blue, they got more, they got ramp. I need to start milling. We mill at dawn! Please don't counter Terra. Good, she resolved. And her abilities haven't even been removed yet. I did not mill a creature. Flooded Strand, are you just getting another Surveil land? These Surveil lands are great. Yep, Meticulous Archive. Terra is not able to attack through Vivisa. And also, because they get these 2/1 flyers, they can use those to block Terra. Repeatedly. Annoying. Alright, they kept whatever the card is on top after a thorough internal debate. They do want to draw it, so Terra gets no abilities. Aww. Well, that means that they're not playing Terra this turn, at least. Hello, yes, there are cards here. So many of them. Oh, perfect. I am going to use the Broadside Bombardiers to kill Terra. And I guess I'll use them to kill the Arboreal Grazer, even though it's 5 damage. Ah, man, but it's 5 damage. Yeah, because she's going to come back as a blocker. So we attack in. I am yeeting Terra at their face. It's 5 damage. I'm going to leave her in the command zone so I can reanimate her. I think if they had a counterspell, they would use it on the Bombardiers. Bonk. See if it comes back. Terra returns. And now she has abilities again! Yay! They brain surge. Oh, you're one of them spelly Vivisas. Yeah, sometimes I see decks like this and they brainstorm and they ponder, and I'm just out here like, dog, every single card like that in your deck could have been another cool card that, like, does something on the battlefield. But that's just, like, my deck design is very... But what if you had more stuff? This is the white bread. This is the fill-in. Planar Disruption. Listen, I'll throw the Terra at your face again. I'll go so far as to say I am happy to throw her at your face. I would love to throw her at your face. Bombardier's coming in again. Oh, that's so cute. She still mills. Yes, please do. And we're yeetin'. Another 5 to the face. I don't have another reanimation here. They take 2. And I need to keep one of these kill spells in hand. Ah, mana leak. Okay. I was going to discard the Selfless Spirit and then draw 2. If they play Vivisa, I will bolt the Grazer. Oh, Overlord. Yeah, I can bolt that, too. This is also a boltable creature. It's a much larger boltable creature, but it is still a boltable creature. But I'm trying to decide if I want to bolt it. Because otherwise, we have 1, 2... And then yeeting... +5, +3. Lightning bolt to the face. Hi. Don't mind me. Life is a resource. And every last bit of that resource is devoted to hitting you in the face. Great. I play the bat, look at your hand, throw the bat at your face. That's 4. This is 2. You die. Nice. Baron Tolarian Archmage is a jellyfish, a mana war. When he enters, he's going to be bouncing creatures and planeswalkers back into their owner's hands. And if they happen to bounce one of their own creatures, they get to draw a card. Lucky them! Start with this land that's always tapped. Nice. We love a good tappy land. Ooh, Ephemerate with the Fury is kind of fun. That gives me a, like, cheat it out, have it double entry, a scamming it. Fury's good. 2 blue. Oh yeah, also, this is probably mono blue blink. And also, lots of counterspells, because guess what? It's a mono blue deck. This surprises nobody! Use these wooded foothills. I'm trying to decide if I would like to Terra and hold up Ephemerate or go for the Talisman into Terra. I kind of like Talisman into Terra or Talisman into the Fable, even though they can blink the token. Because there's value in just getting the mill and ramping. Nice. Eventually, I will find other reanimation cards in my deck, too. Fury doesn't hit face. No, but it hits Baron. Terra is a frog. Until she isn't. Going to use the Fear of Missing Out. And drop the Unearth, since there's nothing I'm reanimating here. Ooh, Skyclave. Frogify? What Frogify? We mill. We swing! That sure is a Hullbreaker Horror in your graveyard. Yeah, I'm just trying to build up my battlefield wide, since this is only bouncing 1 at a time. And if you bounce the things that have enter the battlefield abilities like these guys, you're not getting much out of it. Terra returns to my hand. I am once again playing Terra. Fear of Missing Out wants to go in twice. Put another card in their graveyard here. So I can either exile their graveyard, or I could just hit the Search for Azcanta. Bye, Search for Azcanta. Would you like to bounce something else? It's nice that I was able to mill so many different types of cards so fast, because one of them was an enchantment creature. It's a good dog. Oh, Gravlox! I'm trying to decide how I want to go with this. Okay, that makes it easier. Let's see if Terra actually gets to hit here. Brazen Borrower back into hand. I can blank that by blinking this. That will just mean I don't have to cast it again. And it would mean that they won't have the potential 3/1 flyer. Care to trade? No. Why not? I want you to trade. Please trade. Hello. Yes, these are cards. Paths of Tuinvale. Putting things back in our hands so they cost more or less. Okay, I'm gonna blink Terra here. Or try to. Tired of these ding-dang bouncies. They just put it back in my hand. Okay, at least it doesn't cost more. This fizzles, so I will not get the blink on the next turn. But they're also pretty tapped out. I got any haste here? No, I don't. Terra! Again, because I want to just keep milling. Bing bong. You deal more damage, so the Skyclave Apparition's going in twice. Yeah, because we get a second combat. That goes again. Shadowy Backstreet. I think I'm good for mana right now. And I got that dog! Bark, 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 bark. This is a really fun deck. I like Mardu Reanimator. I feel like I really liked the Rakdos Salacia, and this is a lot like that. Hello, Baron. Welcome to the battlefield. Oh no, my Terra returns to my hand again. How many times am I gonna have to teach you this lesson, old man? Too many times. Okay, I'm just gonna play Fury, like straight up. Hey, get out of here. I don't want to deal with you. We attack. It's lethal. Old man removed. GG. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Terra was terrific. She's really fun, and I like the Mardu Reanimator kit. This is a very cool deck that has some really good recent upgrades in it that, like, if I had built this right when it came out, wouldn't be quite as good. It's just gotten better, and it will continue to get better as we get better cards that have low power but really strong enter the battlefield abilities. If you're looking for my deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And I will say that this deck, being an aggro deck, does a lot better on the play than on the draw. Almost all my wins were when it was on the play. I think it had a 70% win rate on the play, but only like a 35 on the draw, which makes sense because it's Mardu aggro. I'm not surprised at all by that stat. And I had a lot of like good plays where sometimes I would not choose the optimal one because I wanted to do crime, but that's totally just me. If you want to take cards like Wrench and Lootmonger out of this deck because you're not a criminal like me, please go ahead and do so. Those are in the deck because that's what I like to do. It's not necessarily like you as a player should be doing in the deck. If you make any changes though, please let me know. I'd love to see what you put into the deck, so put it in the comments below. Also, If there is a card you would like me to brew, especially from Avatar: The Last Airbender, please let me know in the comments. I'm going to be starting my pre-brewing right now because I have like 20 hours in airports and airplanes in the next 3 days. So I have a lot of time of sitting and thinking on my phone. And if I can get an internet connection, then bam, I can use Arena to start doing some brewing. So please let me know about those commanders when you think of them. Thank you all so much for watching and have a brawlful day.